Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for our second match of today's triple header. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Storm. And Storm, coming up, we've got another good match. LG.Evil taking on Team Liquid. Now, LG.Evil had their work cut out for them yesterday. They struggled a little bit more than I thought they would against Loyal, but they did take them down. And now they face, I'm not sure if it's the right way to put it, a streaking Liquid, I want to say, who have looked like a totally different team since entering Overwatch PIT with their new roster.
Especially in starting in the quarterfinals, 2-1 Rise, which I thought was a little surprising to say the least. And then even taking a map off of Selfless in that winners bracket semifinals, and then of course dropping down into the losers bracket here. But still, looked very impressive from here from those last two series we got to see them in. Looking forward to seeing what they're able to do against LG.Evil here. As like we said before with the previous match, this is a best of three. Loser is out of the tournament here.
All right, so our first map will be Nepal. Interested to see what kind of compositions the teams give us. Though it does appear fairly standard, I think the one thing to really note about LG.Evil is they're generally shying away a lot from the Pharah Mercy as of late, and running Jake a lot more often on the Genji. So occasionally we'll even see him pick up other DPS heroes, but yeah, the Pharah Mercy doesn't really seem to be nearly as much of a thing for LG.Evil as what it once was.
Well, we'll see what they're able to get done here as both teams going to be sporting that. Reinhardt, there's a hook to get things started. Of course, it was on the ID, who was able to just jump away out of that pit here. Thankfully, he had that readily available. But LG.Evil starting off with a nice positional advantage. Reinhardt's shield is down from Mezer, who's looking to actually come around the other side now. He's going to charge into this one. It does manage to hit Super, finds that first kill for himself. A good start for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Bull looking for a hook now as he jumps onto the point, but his after's already been capped. Wanted to stall, but LG.Evil just split second late. They do get the hook on Mezer. No follow-up, so he just returns fire with the hammer swing. Gets the kill. That's going for the boob. Not quite enough range to get anyone off the map, but Mezer going to charge back, rejoin the team. So they will give up a little bit of the capture progress, but they are still going to be contesting here as the Vast will go down next. So LG.Evil just losing heroes persistently in these fights the longer they go. And a grenade gets thrown in. It's a great one, but the follow-up already gone. So we'll have to reset once more.
A little bit of a rocky start there for LG.Evil. Like I said, they had the position advantage. They were on the point, but Mezer from downtown just happens to hit Super, who was a little out of position, just kind of pushed into the corner by ID, unfortunately. So a great start here. 40% already on the board, but both teams ready to go. We might see a Nano Blade or the Nano Visor coming out from Train. It looks like he's going to flank around here. He's going to go ahead and pop it. He gets the Nano Boost here, but also does the AZK. AZK going to be taken down. So is the Hank. 3 kills in the bag there to get things started for LG.Evil.
Yeah, Liquid really not communicating there. AZK actually dropped the visor, and then like a full second, maybe a second and a half later, he got the nano boost, but already had been taking shots from Train for quite some time. So died, they even blew the nano boost as well. A lot of ults committed, and they still lose the point, which LG.Evil, despite being down about 30%, now find themselves in good position to win a second fight and start to really rack up percentage on our opening stage.
Very important that they only needed the Nano Visor from Train and Rob to come through for them to be able to win that team fight. Still have the Dragon Blade from Jake at the ready. Just needs to make sure he's not picked off too early. Dangerously low here. Oh, he does get dropped. Wasn't able to get back off the side there. AZK picks him up, comes up with that first kill. We'll have to see Super now dropping the hammer. They find a kill on a Mezer, but he's going to be taken down here. Graviton surges out from Shepard as well. It connects onto a couple of them. Self-destruct, not even necessary for Team Liquid to take this back.
Oh, Rafa showing off those old Quake skills here, just racking up the Lucio last hits. He will find himself a triple kill. I don't think he did the majority of the damage, but he'll take the kill credit nonetheless.
Very, very strong showing there from Team Liquid, and that was pretty much all off the back of finding the first pick onto Jake, who was, readily looking for an opportunity to bring out the Dragon Blade. Now we're going to see him actually unsheath the blade here, looking for something. Gets put to sleep by the Hang, though. That's unfortunate. Sound barrier out from both sides. Mezer actually whole hog straight into the corner. Now we see a Nano Visor coming out there from AZK. He's going to look for something behind the shield. Gets Super. No one else even around, and 80% now for Liquid.
Forcing LG.Evil back, who are going to have to reset and do so with time really running thin. Bolt will find the D.Va kill, but he dies in turn, and of course the D.Va going to get back to the point quicker, so they're totally fine with that trade for Team Liquid. Train, Visor available, only real ultimate they have to work with, and he's got to deal with an Earth Shatter from Mezer. Actually, I say that Rob 420 just got the nano boost. He will drop it on Train. Will Train find the follow-up kills? getting eaten up by the D.Va, trying to kill off his soldier counterpart, but can't quite do it. AZK survives thanks to the assistance of the D.Va, is able to jump back on the point, and it's a staggered assault from LG.Evil. Low percentage chance of success unless Jake has huge heroics. He will jump back on the point, almost directly into the self-destruct, tries to stall a little bit longer. They still haven't even captured, and they aren't going to from the looks of things. Avast hopping on and just as quickly hopping off. So Team Liquid, strong showing here, are going to be out to a 1-0 lead here on Nepal.
47% was all that was actually put up from LG.Evil. Like you said, Jake making a late change to the Tracer to try to contest as best as he can, but really the Genji from Jake really not showing up a lot there, unfortunately, for the side of LG.Evil, who are actually going to go for a full composition change as we will hit Village for the second round here. Very impressed with what I see so far from Team Liquid. Finding those early picks clearly going in their favor, and they have the follow-up off of that, as it looks like Jake going to go over to the Roadhog here, featuring a triple tank setup, as Team Liquid looking for a more dive-oriented composition.
All right, of course, the vaunted AZK Tracer now on display as well, so looking forward to seeing what he can get done. And perhaps the most signature hero in the game, actually, is the Shatter 2K Genji, making its debut in this particular series with the Zarya last map. Let's see what he can accomplish as well. So a very mobile dive composition for Team Liquid. LG.Evil running a little bit more of a group up deathball style. Shadow 2K lunges in initially, but he'll just get eaten up, quickly killed off by Super, so that was not an effective start for his Genji. Train holding serve together with the team up on the high ground, wants to chase that Winston, but with the bubble getting dropped, won't really have the opportunity to do so. Point is about to open up here, as they're going to be looking for the pickoff on ID, and they'll get him too. So now they can capture and do so in great position to take the upcoming fights, well on their way to quite a few ults.
Jake just a little out of position there. He was hit with a bio grenade and then respawns. He was actually back towards their base, so respawn's just able to find that kill on him. He should be back in time though, as it looks like Avast gonna go ahead and give him a little bit of a boost back to the point here as we look for this next engagement to hang, almost dropping to get this thing started. Unfortunately, for the side of LG.Evil, they heal him back up. Shatter finding the first pick on the train, as well as a great start to get rid of that pesky little Tracer. There's a charge from Super, finds the hit onto Mezzer, but Pulse Bomb's out. AZK comes through with the first pick onto Super here and buys themselves a little bit of an advantage numbers-wise, but he gets hooked in by Jake as well. LG.Evil trying to turn this around.
Oh no, they just keep on dying at the wrong times for LG.Evil. So close to a grab. Looks like Bull might go down before getting to use it, and simultaneously Super died in that fight right before he was able to use the Earth Shatter, so two important deaths now. Train commits the Pulse Bomb, but doesn't combo with the grab. Things just not in sync as Super's gonna commit seppuku. Ashamed about their performance. That's 2 deaths in a row for the Ryan, having Earth Shatter, not getting an opportunity to use it. And Liquid about to equalize the score and potentially pull ahead. Just not quite in sync for LG.Evil.
Yeah, that was a little all over the place. It feels like they were just throwing out ultimates left and right, and didn't really have a numbers advantage throughout most of that fight until we saw Jake come through with a few picks for himself. He's actually on the Genji now. They used the sound barrier from both ends to get this one started. Shatter ready to go with his Dragon Blade if he wants to unsheath it here, but they lose Mezzo to get this fight underway here. They still have 2 ults to work with if LG.Evil need them, but it doesn't even look like that's going to be the case as they clean this up with only the sound barrier being used.
Yeah, only sound barrier being used, and had Shatter 2K tried to Dragon Blade in, I think decent chance he gets either grabbed after that initial dash or quite likely just hammered by the Ride and then bursted down. So, well, it looks like he just let his team die for nothing. I don't know that he could have done a whole lot with the way the fight developed.
Well, like you had mentioned, Vol, with that Graviton Surge, Train actually coming up on a Pulse Bomb as well, so that could be big for this next fight if they can combo those pretty well as they, again, regain the lead here, 60% and counting. And depending upon how wary Team Liquid are to move in, this could be a last fight because it doesn't look like Mezzer is finding a comfortable spot to actually move in off of this here. As there's the Dragon Blade now coming out from Shatter. Pulse Bomb out into, no, actually doesn't use the Pulse Bomb there. It finally goes into the Graviton Surge after it actually expires. It's a 1-for-1 with the Pulse Bombs, but still a back and forth fight. Jake ready to go with the Dragon Blade if he needs it, but no, gets the headshot with the Shuriken onto AZK. Should finish off ID as well.
Almost gets ID on the way back. Looks like ID can use line of sight to juke there, but LG.Evil on track to take this stage and make it 1-1 is our BO5 on Nepal, guaranteed to go at least 4 maps at that point. So Dahang going to be jumping into the fight. Does have a nano boost, won't be able to get it off though. He gets sliced down from behind and will end up falling here bit unfortunate. Actually, he did cast it that for the last second, but still Jake just going nuts. Finds 4 kills. LG.Evil easily able to take it, and now 1-1 the score.
Terrific play coming out there from Jake, just slicing and dicing all the way around with the Nano Blade and helping his team secure that second round here. And looking a lot better there, as it looks like we did need a pause just for a moment. Team Liquid having a little bit of an issue there with Hang's internet, unfortunately. So we'll see what Liquid wants to change up for this next map, as I believe we saw quite a few changes actually throughout that second map. Second round, I guess you could say, from LG.Evil. Not initially finding what they want. Jake moves over to the Genji, and it seems to work out pretty well in their favor.
Yeah, Liquid, by the way, for those wondering, did mention before the game started, they've generally been having internet issues today, so we might see multiple pauses throughout the series, trying to minimize the times when they have to play with super high ping. So hopefully things do sort themselves out, but for those just joining us wondering what's on the agenda for today. So we just got done seeing CLG take care of business. They, I guess you could say, dominated FaZe in the end, though it was a back-and-forth series. They didn't drop anything. They took the first control point map 3-0. They then took Route 66. Now, it did go to an overtime push to win, but they managed to push the payload farther, so they took that as well. 2-0 for them. They await the winner of this series, so they're either going to face Liquid or LG.Evil coming up a bit later today. And after today, we will be down to, I believe it's, what, 4 teams total? These or 3 teams total.
Will be 3.
3 teams total. So yeah, up in the upper bracket, we have Selfless facing Rogue. Both those teams guaranteed top 3. Winner goes in the grand finals. Loser drops down and will face whoever makes it out of this scrum right now that we're seeing unfold in the lower bracket.
That's. I mean, going into today, LG, I knew we had 4 teams, and I knew that only one of them would come out alive. But, you know, the top 4 are in the money, so the winner of this will at least get a piece of that $15,000 prize pool here for North America. But taking a look at some compositions here, as it looks like we are ready to go. We're going to see a bit of Far Mercy come out on the side of Team Liquid, as, like you had mentioned, it seems like LG.Evil kind of shying away from that, putting Jake back on the Roadhog and going back to what they initially started with on Village.
Yeah, I wonder what LG.Evil's like decision-making process is for Train and Jake swapping between the Hog and the Tracer, because we haven't seen it the other way, and at times they kind of swap back last minute. They'll swap it on different stages, but for now it is Train, more often seen on the Tracer, assuming that particular role. So ID in a great position here up high. Nobody really contesting this Pharah. Getting off lots of free pot shots, not really finding pay dirt though. So the damage a bit lacking for a Pharah who's going largely uncontested, but triple DPS working out okay for Liquid. They find the opening kill here on the Train. Should have the advantage as they look to take the point first.
Yeah, that's going to be Rob as well taken down here, as they were just a little out of position. Jake all the way in no man's land over there. There's a charge from Super. He just wants to kind of die with the rest of the squad, it seems, as I think diving off the map could have a little bit honestly been the better choice for him. They feed a little bit of that ult charge over to Shatter, who's nearing attack visor already to get this second fight underway here. But again, a great start here from Team Liquid.
Yeah, and really nobody getting pressured there. Shatter did whatever he wanted. ID was, at least when I was watching him, not really even being shot at in the skies, and AZK well on his way to a pulse bomb. So pretty much everything going all Liquid so far. Looking to make it 2-1 and have the advantage here the rest of the way on Nepal. AZK will clank around, trying to just charge up that ult so he can start off the second fight in a big way as Liquid continue to rack up percentage points. Gets the stick. Nice pick there by him. We'll be able to take down Route 420. AZK. ID getting the last hit. And attack visor from Shatter2K comes out. Rafa gets the boop on the Diva. Will knock her off the map. Shatter2K then finding 2 additional kills, and Liquid still in control.
It's a 2-on-2. It was a 2-on-2 at least. It was Tracer and Soldier against Tracer and Soldier, but Train comes out on top of that duel because Jake, of course, after that first fight didn't go in their favor, made the change. Now we're going to see Mezzer go and pop that Primal Rage, Nano Boost as well on the other side too. Ball on the Diva, but the sound barrier is out. They have a Resurrect if they need it as well from Dehang, who's kind of hiding in the back. There's a sound barrier from Avast as well here. They actually put the Pharah to sleep, an opportunity for them to maybe find a kill for themselves, but still Team Liquid holding on to the point throughout all of this fight.
AZK finding pickoff after pickoff. They've committed a lot for this fight. The Nano Boost already on the Diva. The sound barrier from Avast, and it doesn't necessarily look like they're going to take it in the end. Diva just going to quit suicide. Avast abandoned ship, and now you've wasted a whole lot of time, never recaptured, have no ultimates of note going into the next fight just to self-destruct for now. It's going to be real hard for LG.Evil to get back onto the stage.
Well, Rob is moving over to the Zenyatta here, so still more changes coming through on the side of LG.Evil, who can't seem to find their fit here in the third round. Already in overtime, though, as Mezer picks up the first kill. Jake, though, with the tac visor, immediately follows through with 2 of his own. No one else even in sight. They do get the flip at 99% to hang. Not really in a good spot to get both AZK and Mezer up, so he's just going to hold on to that ultimate and look for a reset with the rest of his team.
Yeah, good discipline there. Really tempting when you're at 99, and they've used a couple. They've committed a lot to go onto the point. They dropped the tac visor. You're like, yeah, if I can get the 2-hero res, maybe I go for it. But I think he dies immediately. Probably one of those guys dies as well because of positioning, and just wouldn't have worked out for them. So instead of hold on to it, they go to the next fight with the res to work with. There is still no Transcendence. Sound Barrier not that close, so they will have support ult advantage. Could be the difference maker. If they can just get a good opening pick here. Barrage available. There's a D.Va to deal with it, but Jake just will take ID out of this guy, clips his wings. There's the res. The hang, though, still going to die to Jake immediately thereafter. ID's frustrated. He's going to let out some rage with that Rocket Barrage. Doesn't get a whole lot accomplished. He'll end up dropping in turn. Still LG.Evil hanging on. It's AZK now, knifing his way through this defensive position that LG.Evil trying to recapture the point and close out the stage. As the pulse bomb available, the Winstons getting to Monkey Town, persuading those big bad paws. AZK, though, will end up finding kills here with Alpha Shadow 2K. Nice dash onto Train, finishes him off. Then the stick comes through and will get the kill on Jake as well. LG.Evil starting to crumble at a critical moment.
Shatter with the Dragon Blade as well. They demech the D.Va here. He's going to be taken down immediately. There's a swipe coming through from Shatter. Finds to go into super. He will get taken down by Train, who is Train is able to recall with 1 HP and make sure he gets back to safety. The flip comes through. He's taken down. Jake not able to make it back in time. The kill comes through from ID, and Team Liquid putting themselves in a pretty good position here to be able to take the first map.
Yeah, back and forth a little bit towards the end, but you know, it felt like a lot of that stage just came down to that one fight where they dropped the nano boost on the D.Va, didn't really get any damage out of it. Then they commit the sound barrier. It was a split second late, and still Train, I believe it was, went down on the Tracer before the sound barrier could hit him. Then they lose the fight anyway, and it's been like 30–40% worth of cap time for Liquid. So from there, winning that stage was always going to be tough. But now heading to our 4th stage of the map, LG.Evil looks like going to be running a full dive comp here. I guess with the Soldier being a little bit less divey, but still very mobile. Only a single tank, triple DPS composition.
It really feels like LG.Evil just can't figure out what's going to work against Team Liquid, making change after change. I like to see changes, but, you know, it's just nothing seems to be working for them. I mean, that second round even was a close one for him. But Rob, the first to drop. Rafa coming through with that pick for themselves, and it looks like they're going to continue with the pressure, finding super as well. Mezer pretty much uncontested here and finding what he wants to do. With Dehang, the only one to actually drop from Liquid, but they've got the numbers advantage big time. They have the position on the point. They should come through with the first points off of this.
Yeah, that Lucio is already halfway to his ultimate. Keeps on dropping low, but Rafa not dying. Gonna be at 60%. He's having a hell of a first point here as Liquid already capturing, then getting kills after the cap. Good position now with at least one support ult likely available for the next fight. In fact, Rafa just leading the overall charge here. And we've seen this a lot more lately, Joe, since the Lucio changes. You know, regardless of what your team's composition around him is, Lucios just are fragging out.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 50% up on a Vast, which is big for the fact that, you know, they take this round and they take the map here, which is, you know, they've got the advantage now. Rob's going to be taken down again to get this fight underway. Mezer will be taken down, a little too aggressive. Didn't have the support to back him up. Pulse bomb's out there. It sticks super. He's going to be taken down. To Hang, though, dropped as well. 3 people remaining here for the side of Liquid. Ball going to go ahead and pop that tactical visor. Picks up the kill along with Jake. And finally, LG.Evil turning this around.
Yeah, no res ready yet. A little bit of stalling tactics by AZK. Forced to accept his fate, will drop. As we'll see, coming back for the next push, Team Liquid will have sound barrier. We'll have 3 tank ults, not tank ults, necessarily, but 3 kind of like good brawling ultimates available with the Primal Rage, the D.Va Bomb not too far off, and the Rocket Barrage, especially effective in close quarters, but a little tough to execute some of these against that mobile composition. So we see LG.Evil running. They are going to jump in, not able to focus Rob 420 down early though, and now the Blade comes out with the Discord Orb on the Mercy, just needs a slash and a little bit more to get the kill. Will also take down Shattered 2K. Shatter down for the count. Not looking great here for any potential retake by Team Liquid, so LG.Evil should be able to pull into the lead and potentially force it to a 5th stage.
Very good turnaround from Evil here in the 4th round, who they will definitely take the lead and still have both support ultimates to work with. Nothing really coming up from their DPS carries, though, so it could be rather tough going into the Pulse Bomb and this barrage that will be coming out from ID this time around. They've got 5 ultimates to work with, as Mezzer not having that Primal Rage, of course. There's a Pulse Bomb to get it started. AZK not able to find anything, unfortunately, but Transcendence was forced out by Rob, which is really big because they still have a barrage to work with. Self-destruct is out, doesn't find any kills. There's a barrage up top from ID, finds the pick on the super, does get taken down by Jake, but only 3 remain for Evil.
Yeah, not a great position, and they're up against the Resurrect. I don't think there's any chance they actually win this fight, but they can play for time, well, at least a second or two. Not a whole lot of bonus time secured, so going to be like a rush to the finish here, 75 to roughly 60. And with that res in play, a lost, even a Juan fight here could be quickly turned around. So they've got to be careful not to let the Mercy live too long. Tough game for the Mercy with the Discord Orb and Genji and Tracer to dive you. Let's see, can Dahang find the perfect position?
And looking for an opportunity to get to hang out of the Sky Series solo. Train finds that kill by himself. He's got a Pulse Bomb to work with as well, but the Primal Rage pops from Super. There's a Pulse Bomb at 6. It actually hits Rafa as well. Train able to come through clutch here for LG.Evil, who turn the point back in their favor. They take the lead and gonna, like you said, gonna try to force this to a round number 5 with one more team fight victory.
Oh, this is not the ideal position with the res. You'd love to be holding the point, and right as they commit everything just to recapture, then you drop the res and turn the fight around. But instead, they might be resing when Hero's already dead in a compromised position and just immediately lose the subsequent engagement. Vol gonna drop early here for LG.Evil, though. That could be an opening. He had attack visor. Won't get to use it. The chase on the hang from this Genji. Can he get the kill, though? Needs a couple more shurikens to connect. He's gonna whip out the blade. Starts the swinging. Just trying to get to 99%. Well, they will do that, but they are not gonna win the fight after.
And still Dahang holding on to that Resurrect. Train tried for the flank all the way around backside of their base, but unfortunately it was, he wasn't able to really punch out too much damage. Dahang was too high in the skies with ID there. So now it will come down to 10 seconds ready to go. Like you said, Vol had Tac Visor last time, didn't find an opportunity to use it. They need to make sure they can get back in time. It should be an easy point touch here for Train. He will get back to it in time, but Jake actually taking a little bit of early damage. Vol now with the Tac Visor picks up AZK, looking for another one here. Does manage, no, finally comes through with the kill onto Mezzer, but the Resurrect's ready to go here from Dahang.
And Dahang, because this team's defending, has excellent position, gets the triple Resurrect, will be enough. Both found a lot of kills during that time, so now the final battle raging on as LG.Evil try to force it. It looks like they are winning the fight currently, just finding those pickoffs. Vol able to bring down Rafa, both supports down for the count. AZK gonna rewind, try to come back in, but that recall won't be enough. He falls, and we do go the distance here on Nepal. Stage 5 coming at you.
Not as close as it can get here between LG.Evil and Team Liquid. Honestly, going into this one, LD, I expected an extremely close series between both these teams, who have had their highs and lows here in the Overwatch pit, but coming down to this 5th and final round to settle who's going to be going up 1-0 in the series, and we'll see as ID actually they're going to stick with this Farm Mercy. It worked pretty well on this point last time for them, and I believe they actually took this round, so we'll see if that's going to happen this time around.
Yeah, there's a pretty open map generally, so it can at times prove to be tricky for Pharahs to not get sniped from distance. And they are up against the Zen, and to go with that Soldier combo, and pretty mobile backup for picking the Pharah. But we've seen ID, hasn't really been contested yet. It's a different composition this time, though, so perhaps we'll encounter a stiffer test as he moves directly above the point for now, just chipping away, more trying to prove the distraction than anything else, and that allows Mezzer to draw first blood. Comes in from the side, will take care of Jake, removing the Genji from the equation immediately. That's a big pick to start the fight.
And not only that, this point itself is one of the hardest to actually take in control point, especially Nepal itself. So coming through at the first points is crucial here for Team Liquid, but they haven't just yet. Super contesting, he is immediately dropped. So is Vol. I don't like that whatsoever, because that's just going to give up so much ult charge and percentage here to the side of Liquid, who come through. They're going to continue with this. Avast in a rough spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see them follow up off of Rob. They do find that kill for themselves with AZK, and just like that, Team Liquid cleaning things up.
That was one of those awkward you know, timing plays where Super's like, let me jump back on the point right before they cap. Maybe we can stall and turn it. Instead, worst possible scenario, they've just capped already. Then he jumps in and dies, so it's not even a stall tactic. It's just feeding ultimate charge. And then the team has to play at a disadvantage. They lose the Genji on the way out. So it turned out real poorly. But had he gotten on there in time, could have been different. As ID starts to just get out of control here. On fire now, and well on his way to a barrage. Pulse Bomb getting committed by AZK. Shout out to Gay also. Now, attack visor available, so they're holding the point. They've got a lot of DPS ult to continue securing. On top of that, the res online already for Dehang. And on a hard to retake point when they've got ult advantage, you can't be happy about your positioning.
This is even worse than I would have thought that would have went through here for the side of LG.Evil. Shatter now up top here, looking for an opportunity to use that tac visor. I think they might know of his positioning. He goes ahead and pops it now. Does he find anything? Gets a kill immediately on the Vol. Jake trying to deflect some of that damage back, but Mez are going to pounce on top of him here. They're going to take care of business on the train and secure this fight again. 73% and counting. Still three ultimates to work with LD. One final shot for LG.Evil.
Yeah, man, this is a lot of pressure. Down 80% map point, and you have to recap and then basically play flawlessly the rest of the way. So, LG.Evil under the gun now. Can they find the opening? They're going to come in with the quick barrage. Immediately gets deleted from the fight. Huge plays to at least give them a fighting chance, but there's the res. And now round two, the real fight, going to begin. AZK about to unveil a pulse bomb here, lobs it out a bit wildly. Not going to connect, though, and looks like LG.Evil very close to recapping. One more pick, and they should be able to take this fight cleanly. Winston will jump back in. ID likely to go down momentarily. So good stall. They get it to 99%, but they will not win just that easy. Liquid now going to have to take another fight. And in good news for LG.Evil, they committed everything for that fight.
And Jake still wasn't able to really get a whole lot of value off of the Dragon Blade, and they still managed to come through with a big kill on ID to get things started. Like you said, committed for the Resurrect. Rafa fell down immediately after that Resurrect came through. A little unfortunate for Liquid, but like you said, 99% in the bag here. Now they have to turn this around. Jake almost finding the pick there onto Dehang, but Ball, the first to drop here. Sound Barrier at the ready does save Mezer's life, thankfully for this side of Liquid. There's a nice boot from Rafa. Gets Rob off of the map here, as Vast as well going to be taken down. Liquid turn this in their favor now. They have the advantage numbers-wise. They might be able to turn this around and actually win this match.
Attack Visor is a scary ability, but when the entire enemy team sees you coming and is all laser focused on you, not particularly effective. So in overtime, back and forth, but it is Team Liquid coming out on top. They take it 3-2 and now go up 1-0 in the best of three.
Congrats to these guys. After, I mean, that was an impressive display from both teams. As Jake actually coming through to play the game here. But Team Liquid, like I said, going into this matchup, they looked really strong in the quarterfinals against the winners bracket semifinals against Selfless here. They lost the series, but still won a map, and then coming into this one, pretty alive, showing off their skills against LG.Evil, and now one map away from being in the money and in the top 4 up against CLG.
So, overall thoughts on the way the things unfolded on Nepal, and what you want to see out of LG.Evil going towards the next map selection? Do you like them on control point maps? Would you like to see them change it up here?
I'm not really sure in terms of map selection what I want to see from them. I just feel like I mentioned before that they were really struggling to find something that worked for them. They were all over the place in terms of compositions. As soon as they did sign something that worked, the next fight that it didn't work, they just immediately swapped off of it. And I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more consistency in that sense from LG.Evil. But we'll see what map they want to choose next. In the past, I believe, maybe even in the group stages, they did kind of look for Hanamura a little bit as well. So that might be a potential map pick for these guys. Not sure if we're going to see Lijiang Tower come out in this mix, especially after that extremely close one. Liquid barely nudging them out there, but still, they did kind of struggle with ID on that Pharah and, of course, with Farm Mercy setup. So we'll see what they want to head to.
All right, so, we wait. Second map selection. Should LG.Evil take this, we go to a deciding game 3, so a bit of pressure on them fighting for the tournament lives. But they had a similar series yesterday against LG Loyal where it looked kind of hopeless for them on King's Row, and they were able to turn things around. So they say straight back to control point maps. We almost had you beat Liquid, and this time we are going to give it another roll of the dice.
Okay, well, I mean, sometimes I guess they see that as exactly what you said there. We almost had it in the bag. Maybe they can turn this around. Like you said yesterday, they did struggle a little bit, but they come out on top. LG.Evil, like I mentioned before this series began, kings of the losers bracket, at least in past tournaments, to say the least for these guys. We'll see if they come out on top, as it looks like we're good to go. Team's going to be sticking to the same colors, of course. Don't swap after the game ends on a control point map, and see if LG.Evil can battle it back to a third game.
Prepare to attack.
Welcome to Lee
Select
John
your hero.
Tower. Could be the end of the line for LG.Evil. Now, I still wonder if they consider busting out the Pharah Mercy, especially if things aren't working. But they've been so kind of haphazard about it. And right as I say that, they are going to bring out the Pharah. At least initially, Jake showing that, but no Mercy. We'll see if they switch that. Route 420 is like almost always on the Mercy when Jake plays Pharah. Once in a while, we do see the Zen. I would say with limited success, but they may not want to invest too much here in Jake, and instead just hoping that the Zen can provide more kind of general DPS across the board.
I'd be surprised to see him not go with that with the Mercy here, as I think seeing what we saw there from ID and Dehang kind of tear it up for the most part. And then, of course, Shatter on the 76 here, kind of expecting it maybe from Jake. We'll see how it plays into the Pharah Mercy setup, as Rob actually going to stick with the Zenyatta, so he's going to really have to try to take care of business with Ball.
All right, so fairly similar compositions, just that one support difference. So see how much Rob can get done with the Discord Orb. Now, generally as a Zen in this situation, if you stay alive, your team will dominate, but you normally are the public enemy #1, get dove very early. Will be a lot of pressure on Rob 420 not to get picked off too quickly, but for now, staying alive is contributing pretty nicely. Ooh. And right as I say that, he gets dove. He gets finished off by an angry Winston.
They're looking for the Pharah in the skies, but little did they know, Mezer and AZK come around the corner, finding the first kills there. And that's going to be checkpoint secured here for Team Liquid, looking really, really strong to get things started.
Yeah, Train, maybe the man who can turn it around, already 50% of the way towards the Pulse Bomb, so roughly matching AZK on the Tracer counterpart. And we'll push forward on the bridge, trying to draw some enemy fire. They get the Discord Orb on Rafa. Great tracking by Train. He might just find the solo kill. Look at that aim. Sick stuff from him. And now, with the Lucio out of the picture, they have a power play opportunity. Pulse Bomb also available. Lobs it in. Train not going to find the kill there, and indeed the res comes out, potentially turning the fight around. Quite a good res, it looks like. Nobody dying immediately, though. Rafa will go down. ID to fall shortly after that, so what looked like a good res, not really paying off. Another Pulse Bomb getting lobbed out. Again, no clean kills. AZK staying alive, though, and Jake, coming alive here, will find the Dehang pick off a fast clean up AZK, and at long last, they will get the point at about 40%.
Unfortunately for Dehang, ID wasn't in the mix of that resurrect, so they didn't get quite everybody back up. But like you said, Train and Jake really coming alive here for LG.Evil. Jake making that change to the Genji immediately after the Pharah just didn't work out for them to get things started here in this first round. But Shatter now with the Tactical Visor at the ready, as we do see Super. Oh, nice Helix connects there onto Jake. Tactical Visor's out there from Ball and Transcendent, so they're going to look for the Winston. As they're going to be taken down here. Nothing else to be found, but AZK a little out of place here. Shatter immediately opening up with the kill into the sound barrier. Ball though Avaz finds the first pick onto him, and LG.Evil holding on.
Yes, Lucio's looking for more kills. ID was going to put a stop to that as he does unleash the Rocket Barrage, but he in turn will quickly fall. So now 40-40. They hold on to the point. Coming into the next fight, they have Primal Rage, and on this stage especially, lots of knockoff opportunities, though. To be fair, only the Soldier is a clean boop if you can get him. Otherwise, you're really going to have to rely on enemies having cooldowns, but still the zoning potential, nothing to be sneezed at. So, also 2 DPS ults, the Blade of Jake, as he just informed us. More importantly, perhaps, this Pulse Bomb will get eaten up, not going to get anything done. But still now, really the pressure on the Blade.
Rob actually way in the back there did get dove upon by Mezer and was taken down, but thankfully Jake coming through with the kills onto him and AZK. So again, LG.Evil cleaning this one up. They do have to worry about the resurrect in that next fight, but they didn't really use a whole lot in the last one. So one final chance here for Liquid to turn things around here in this first round.
And let's be honest, Joe. The Resurrects haven't really won fights so far for Team Liquid. They've been doing well with the Mercy, but it's not really because of the Mercy, at least not yet. Maybe that changes now. Dehang looking to prove me wrong as he will get the res off. Once again, will the team have more success this time around? And it looks like Now they might have the upper hand. Jake gonna come in with the blade. He gets punished as ID sends him reeling off the map and into another dimension, perhaps out of the tournament and into the next event, or at least that would be the goal here for Liquid.
Yeah, he went flying there. There's a pulse bomb coming out there from Train. He doesn't find anything. It's a 2-on-2 on the point, but two guys are back here for LG.Evil. Ball and Rob in the mix. They kill off Mezer, and what looked like an opportunity for Liquid to get back into this. They are going to end up losing the Diva mech here. They don't have that Resurrect to go here from Dehang. He's going to be taken down by Jake. Train sentences out from Rob. That will more than likely secure it as soon as they can deal with the Lucio and the Tracer. Finally going to be taken down at the hands of the Tactical Visor from Ball. And LG.Evil securing the first round.
All right, well, I love the confidence. They lose the first control point map, and they lose it after it goes the distance to 5 stages. They come right back to Lijon, and they get out to a hot start. So, strong performance here by LG.Evil. And Pharaoh Mercy, again, not really feeling the same level of impact that we saw during the group stage. Even when it works, it just hasn't really felt to me like it's the Pharaoh Mercy that are directly winning the game. Now, to be fair, there's something to be said for like their distraction, and while people are trying to deal with the Pharaoh Mercy, other heroes get more freedom, but at least so far, I wonder if we even see Liquid consider going away from the Pharmacy.
Well, it looks like they are going to do that. They're putting ID on the 76 to hang back to Ana and Shatter now, moving over to the Genji. So a similar composition, actually the exact same composition other than that Ana versus Zenyatta discussion here from Team Liquid to LG.Evil here. AZK taking a little bit of early pressure though, but Shatter finding a few headshots there. Rafa the first to drop here. Super dives into the back, able to find the pick under the first support. Shatter under a lot of heat as well. They lose Mezer. Not a great start for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Shatter's been doing a lot in this fight, but not getting the support he needs. Already 60% towards the Dragon Blade. They are closing in on a nano boost. Point not captured yet, but it will open up for LG.Evil in their favor. You can see that it is really the Winston's job to try and shut Shatter 2K down. Super constantly all over him.
Shatter, though, actually going to move in here. So is Mezer. Mezer immediately taken down. There's a nice slice from Shatter. Finds a pick there on the Vol. Is going to leap over the wall here, though. Rob 420 under a lot of pressure. He finds the kill. Ooh, another kill on AZK there with the alternate fire. Able to find that one. And again, LG.Evil hold on. And now coming up on some big ultimates for the next fight.
Yeah, that's key. They hold without the ults. Now they've got a lot of them. 3 already basically completed. Another 3 likely to come up sometime during the next fight. So, well, Shatter 2K, if he can pull the kind of heroics that many have seen on his Twitch stream in the past, then perhaps that'll be enough for Liquid to flip it. But it's a tall order when you're dealing with that Discord orb. And indeed, in the Miro spot, Super gonna shut him down preemptively. Then a boss just bodying the Ana up against the wall. That was not fit for family-friendly television. They'll get the kills, and they still have basically all their ults for this next fight.
LG.Evil are absolutely steamrolling Team Liquid here on Lijiang Tower. Such a different look from what we saw from them on Nepal, where they went down 2-3. So very strong showing here in the second round, especially not giving up any points so far, but a lot to work with here. Do they want to toss the nano boost onto ID or Shatter? That's the real question. Looks like it's gonna be Shatter here, looking to get some moves done here with the Dragon Blade, but I don't even think it was like necessary at that point. He picks up 2 kills, but just before he did that, 2 came in the bag there for ID. They dropped 3 ultimates for that team fight.
Yeah, that's a key thing to note. 3 ults dropped, 4 available right now for LG.Evil to come for the quick recap. And if you recap immediately in this scenario, you've basically taken the stage. So then they'd be up 2-0 with a strong chance to force that deciding map number 3. But don't count your chickens before they're hatched for LG.Evil. Still need to find those opening picks. No nano boost for Vol. So we'll be much more reliant on the Winston to try and create space for him to keep him more durable and alive in these fights. But hey, Mezer gonna cooperate, jumps into 4 heroes, instantly punished, picked off. They will get their Lucio ult off Sound Barrier, ensuring this is a clean retake. And indeed, all 6 die. It's gonna be a rush just to get back to the point.
They don't even need the Transcendence or the Tactical Visor from Ball to win that fight. They only use Sound Barrier and I believe the Primal Rage coming out there from Super to really secure it for the most part here. So, like you said, it's going to be a rush. They have 5 seconds. Primal Rage ready from Mezer to try to hold off as long as he can. Sound Barrier is out. Tag Visor now from Ball and the Dragon Blade with the Transcendence. They're going to be able to slice up 2 of them, make it 3 kills. Diva going to be taken out of the mech in a moment's time as well. And LG.Evil, just like that, as soon as they can take care of Mezer, Mezzer secure the second round here on the Gen Tower.
What a strong showing by LG.Evil. That was a true team effort. I think 5 heroes end the map on fire, and it felt like the whole team was on fire. They're just, to me, the big thing is they're just playing so well around the Discord orb. Like, every time someone's discorded, they do get focused. We saw it on the previous map. Just Rafa constantly under the gun as the Lucio, and often being dove by the Tracer. Train, great tracking. Jake, good follow-up to the Tracer initiation. So, playing well around the Discord orb, and now Liquid's turn to start kind of switching things up. Shatter did go into the D.Va towards the tail end of that map, and not showing any signs of swapping here, so we'll see if he sticks on it. But for now, it looks like they want to entirely switch it up. AZK going to be grabbing the McCree and ID over onto the Zarya, so triple tank. Okay, back to the Soldier for AZK, but still, triple tank composition now.
I think the Soldier going to help them punch out a little bit more damage. Don't think they'd really have a whole lot with McCree, to be quite honest, since they don't have that Roadhog in the mix with that triple tank setup here. So going over to that 76, let's see what they can do here against Jake and Train, who again are just rolling over these guys, taking a lot of damage to get it started. Nice bio grenade connects there from Dehang. Gonna force Jake back for the most part here, but that's now under a lot of pressure. He's the first to drop here. AZK coming up with that pick. He's gonna be dropped from downtown by Vol with the Helix rocket, finding the 1-for-1 here for LG.Evil.
They really want to evict Vol from a strong high ground position where he was left largely uncontested. Shatter is going to dive him. About to get demech though. Doesn't actually find the pickup. This could be huge though. As I say that, he's going to go down. And quickly in turn will be the Zen. So no chance of a salvage there. They will lose the point. Curious to see if they react at all to this composition. Do they actually switch it up, or do they just look for a round 2? Rob is so close already to a Transcendent, so he's definitely not swapping, but looks like the rest of the team is going to stay on their heroes as well.
There's no need to swap at this point. You lose the one team fight. It's not like it was a clean sweep by any means, as opposed to what we kind of saw in Nepal a few times here, where they did change up quite a bit. But there's the nano boost actually on the AZK. No nano boost, or excuse me, no tactical visor to accompany him. They do go ahead and pop the Transcendence on the side of LG.Evil. Dragon Blade out for Jake as well. Looking for something into the back line here. Does he get to hang? No, not quite. Leaps over the wall, gets nothing. But Jake on the other, or excuse me, Train on the other end does pick up a kill for themselves. They have a massive numbers advantage here, LD, and I think they clean this up. They do make the flip at 40%.
Yeah, I think that was a good example of the zoning potential of Dragon Blade, where, yeah, Jake didn't do a whole lot as far as damage goes, but he forces 2 up the point. His team gets an easy, it was like either 4 or 5v1 on the one hero remaining on the point, and then those 2 heroes are busy trying to kill the Genji. They eventually kill him, but they get instantly punished in return. So, as you mentioned, there's still quite a few ults ready for LG.Evil. Coming into this next engagement could be big. Primal Rage, perhaps the most important one. Not a whole lot of knockoff potential, but definitely good zoning available with Vol. Also holding the tac visor. Really needs to keep Shatter 2K out of the suit if he's going to make it work. But now AZK getting to work with the aimbot. He gets jumped on. Winston munches him up. Super now into the Primal Rage. Battering Shatter 2K. Going to bring him out of the suit. This is big. It now jumps onto Baby D.Va. Now swinging heftily towards Mezzer. Will finish him off too. Finds that kill as well. And Rafa, last man standing, but no amount of Quake skills is going to get you out of this one, buddy. He'll end up going down as well. They will still hold the point. LG.Evil cruising towards that 3-0 sweep.
Terrific flank there from Vol. As AZK actually opened up that fight with the back visor, but Vol just ducks around the corner, comes around the other side with his own, and picks up that kill immediately to get it started. But you know, not a whole lot of time left here for the side of Liquid to get back into this. They do have a big combo from ID and Shatter. Should they get, you know, enough charge, I believe it would be on like Super to get this started. But there is the Graviton Surge into a self-destruct. It finds 1 kill on the ball in the Transcendent. Still, ID going to be taken down. Jake now with the Dragon Blade didn't really get a whole lot accomplished, but fortunately for the rest of the team, they've got about 17 seconds to be able to hold this out, and they will take the map.
Yeah, Shatter should be able to get back there as it hits overtime, but then they have to win the ensuing fight. Nano boost ready, nothing big to combo it with. They also are about to get a Lucio ult, but the pick potential, if anything, is likely just to be a pulse bomb here, as they will nano boost AZK, trying to find the openings. Works on a vest, but without the aimbot, isn't quite able to connect. They're going to converge on him. They will get the kill. Yeah, they lose a hero for that, but okay. Seems like they might be able to hold and complete the 3-0, force it to a deciding game 3. Dashing back onto the point is Jake, still alive, still on fire, dealing easily with the Zarya. She'll drop as well, and now Mezzer unloading the hammer, but does he have any sort of backup? He wins the duel! No! He wins the duel!
Mezzer.
Just stutter stepped off the point after the Winston smacked him, tried to charge back and even was getting the pin, but doesn't matter. They still fall short. 3-0 the other way.
Play of the match.
That was a close one there for me. I don't really think they would have been able to actually take the round or make the reverse sweep here, but big turnaround from LG.Evil as opposed to losing on the Paul 2-3. They pick Lijiang Tower, they take a 3-0 map here, and now it's up to Liquid to choose the third and final map of this best of 3 series. LG loser goes home, winner moves into our third match of the day up against CLG.
All right. Well, what's the third map going to be? Anything you are particularly excited to see?
I mean, they've got Route 66, Kings Row, and Hanamura to choose from for those of you just joining us here. You know, I'm expecting just Kings Row, Route 66. Honestly, Hanamura, you know, I doubt we're going to head to that. We haven't seen really any of it whatsoever here since entering the quarterfinals. So we'll see if Left Team Liquid want to head to that and what side they want to choose for our third and final map. As they might just need a minute to do just that, LD. But that was impressive. LG really finding their their footing there, putting Jake back on that Genji really worked for him. Train as well on the Tracer, putting in a lot of work into that back line of Team Liquid. So props to LG.Evil, pulling a map in their favor and pushing this to a game number 3.
Yeah, and you know, just like we've seen FaZe kind of try to find a new identity since just relying on Genji in the hands of Shadowburn to just take over a game and win. Doesn't seem to be that viable of a strategy any longer. They've been mixing it up with different compositions. So too LG.Evil, now that Fair Mercy, at least in this event, doesn't seem as dominant as it was previously. They haven't been afraid to mix it up, and they too are showing quite a bit of versatility. Definitely to me bodes well for their future and potential longevity as a team. So it's nice to see that, you know, none of these teams are one-trick ponies, or at least not the ones that are getting deep in the tournament. They do have players who can play multiple roles, multiple different styles, and that is an important thing to have, as Overwatch is still very much in the early days of competition where a single patch can completely upend the meta. Hard to say if this patch has really upended the meta. It's definitely one of the smaller patches we've seen, but
Yeah.
even seemingly like one hero getting changed can have far-reaching consequences.
And it looks like Team Liquid actually opting for Route 66 here, and they do want to attack to get things started. So teams, again, going to be sticking on the same colors, as just waiting on the okay from LG.Evil to get into our third and final game here of this series, which we can't tie. So we will not be heading to a best of 3, at least on Oasis. So it is definitely going to be the final map, LD.
All right. Well, doesn't mean it couldn't be a long one. You know, we'll see how much overtime payload pushing comes out in this particular showdown. But starting things off on attack will be Team Liquid, as they had the choice. Let's see how far they can get that cart to go. Now, I guess I wonder, does LG.Evil do anything weird on their defense? I would guess not. Generally, they've been fairly standard and relied more on outplaying their opposition. Like, unlike FaZe, who, you know, for example, bring out that Forsaken Torb, LG.Evil have not shown much of a willingness or desire to do that. And trying to mess with it doesn't make me look bad showing the Sombra, but highly doubt that is going to be the choice.
We've seen Avast drop out the Torb before on a map like Nimbani or something like that, but I doubt we're going to see it here on Route 66. Just not a common one to really see it on, other than, like you said, FaZe doing it earlier here. So expect them to go to something a little bit more standard, as it looks like for the time being, they want to pop out this triple tank setup and put Jake on the Soldier 76 here, as opposed to Vol being on that previously. And I like the flexibility here from LG.Evil. You know, anybody can really play anything from this team. I've talked with them before. Really experienced guys with all around for the most part here. So they're going to be going with that to get things started here on Route 66 on the defense.
Yeah, still obviously waiting to find out what kind of offense is in store, but triple tank with the Soldier as the backbone as far as damage goes. So very beefy front line. Not a whole lot to combo with that Zarya, but more so just a very difficult lineup to get any kills on. And a well-placed whole hog with the bubble and a grenade could still be a big combo play. So Liquid about to show their hand as far as offense goes. At least initially, Rafa going to lob out a Sonic Arrow, then expect he will be swapping generally on the Lucio. Curious if that's the choice here, but it is looking a bit like a dive comp for Liquid, so they are going to change it up a little bit.
Let's see what ID wants to move over to, as actually it looks like he's going to be opening up on the Widowmaker here. Let's see how long that lasts for him.
It could work really well. There's nothing to contest a Widow right now.
Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot. I mean, they don't have that Winston to really pounce on top of him. They don't have a Genji or Tracer to really get into the back line, but actually misses the first grapple, unfortunately, as he was going to look for a shot over Earls there, but he is going to sneak around the corner. He's still yet to actually show himself as a Widowmaker. They are going to spot him out now as he does find a hit. Oh, Super almost being taken down.
Well, you know, it's Widow 1 shot, 1 kill in ID. His first bullet, a headshot that almost nets them the first kill. The follow-up wasn't quite there, unfortunately. Meanwhile, AZK flanking around, trying to free up those easy sightlines for the Widow. It seems to be working out. He carves through the defense, getting 2 quick picks, and now Team Liquid moving forward, but takes a ride as Super will drill him with a good charge. Now the follow-up comes through. They haven't gotten quite enough progress just yet. Train's still alive on the low ground, and the beefy tank composition hangs on at least for now. Jake rushing to get back to the fight. Vol also still alive, so they finally lose Super. One of the tanks has fallen, but not clear if they're going to be able to continue pushing. But again, Widow just not being contested at all. If ID is hitting shots, this is going to be a very tough defense.
But there's a headshot onto Rob just as he comes around the rock. There's a Dragon Blade now out for Shatter. He's going to try to tear it up here, but ID is the one coming through with the kills, LD. And that's good. Very quick capture. It took them under 90 seconds there to get the first checkpoint. And now Jake moving over to the Genji, Train back to the Tracer, going with that dive comp that they ran on Li Jing Tower to try to deal with this Widowmaker.
Yeah, you can almost hear their whole team just like, fuck that noise. You know, we're running dive now. So they go for super mobility. They go for great heroes to contest the Widow. But when it's an offensive Widow, very easy for ID to just swap. And look at this aggressive position that we've seen. Team Liquid assume they're going to try to camp them as they exit and enter the open area of the second point, though. Shatter 2K at 9 HP, being contested heavily, does get a bit of healing. Now jumping onto the payload, so Team Liquid not able to fully choke up the offense. They get free, but do they take the fight from here is the question. Avast on top of the payload does have his ultimate, but nobody to drop it on aside from himself, so he's not going to be able to stop this payload from moving forward. The aggressive spawn camp ends up paying off.
4-10 still on the board here for Team Liquid. Really, yeah, they're not slowing down whatsoever, and like you said, playing very aggressive, at least after they got the first checkpoint originally, as ID looking around the corner, waiting for someone to come through so we can find a headshot sound barrier to get it started here from Avast as they go ahead and use the nano boost from Rob. It's on to Super, but it's into a transcendence from the hang. Super gonna look to find ID. Finally, they take care of the Widowmaker, but the payload's already pushed so far. Dragon Blade out from Shatter as well. He picks up 2 kills. They get a 3 kill. Looking for a 4 kills in the bag here for Shatter. He cleans it up for Team Liquid.
Every time I watch a Genji like Shatter, and there aren't that many of them, I'm just always so impressed by their situational awareness, ability to find resets very quickly and consistently get not just like that first kill or 2, but finding the 3rd, the 4th. Cleanly takes the fight, and will move them towards the 3rd point with 5 minutes to go. So great time bank to work with as he will be swapping now. Just use the blade and over onto the Hog for this final stage.
ID as well, moving from Widowmaker to the Diva, and Mezer over to Reinhardt from the Widowmaker. So a big comp change from Liquid, despite it working. This 3rd phase of the map, of course, not as open, not a lot of room to work with as opposed to the first 2. There is a pulse bomb out from Train. AZK finds one. Train used his, found a little bit of damage, no kill in the bag from it, other than eventually coming through with one onto Shatter here, but that spawn advantage clearly to Team Liquid right now, who might actually be able to come through with another pick.
Yeah, LG.Evil, though, are not to be, flummoxed by that. They're still standing their ground, very far forward, continuing to engage and not just give up any free payload movement, which, to be fair, with 4 minutes to go, they can't really afford to give up too much free movement, or they're almost sure to give up a cap sooner or later. Mezer going to have to charge away, though. He's dropped quite low. Will be dealing with Train from behind, getting that poke damage in, closing on a pulse bomb, and against this many beefy targets, unless the Diva eats it, you're very likely to find a good stick. So a lot of potential here for the Tracer to stop this push in its tracks at 95% and counting. Has to be aware of that Hog hook. Jumping forward, will unfortunately get the bomb eaten. So good effort, but no cigar. Now AZK into the backlines. He's looking for Rob 420. The charge is there, but AZK guns him down before Rob 420 ends up getting crashed into the wall. Now Jake could get staggered on his way back towards the spawn. This would be a huge pickoff. Will he make it back? Oh, just barely squeaks away. So they'll have one last defense with an aimbot ready, with a blade available. LG.Evil, though, 3 minutes to go, and Jake gets stuck.
Ooh.
What a play to start things off by AZK.
Shatter as well picks up ball. Both damage dealers for LG.Evil taken down immediately. There's another Shatter coming out from Mezzer. Team Liquid are just running over LG.Evil. Jake is out with the Dragon Blade. He gets hooked in. He gets dragged into the side. And Team Liquid complete Route 66 with 2:47 in the time bank. Very impressive offensive push coming out from these guys.
They got steamrolled, my god. I don't think there was a point that map where it looked like they were even going to be able to stop. I mean, the aggressive defense on point 2, the Widow pick largely going unchecked on the first phase, and then that third phase, maybe like 30 seconds of successful fighting for LG.Evil, but at the point where the cart was, didn't have the spawn advantage and quickly got overrun, never able to recover.
A little surprising to say the least. Team Liquid, of course, picked this map, and clearly for a reason, as it really worked out for them. They made the necessary adjustments after the second checkpoint was captured. They didn't even lose a team fight. They just went ahead and made the changes over to the triple tank setup. Worked out really well, and now LG.Evil going to have an opportunity to try to match 247. But for Route 66, it's actually quite a bit of time, I'd have to say. So we'll see if they're able to muster it up, but it's not looking too good for them after that defense.
All right, so now LG.Evil's turn to go on the offense here. And not only need to complete the map, but need to do it quickly to have a realistic shot. I mean, I guess to be fair, yesterday we saw like a 4-minute differential be overcome on a payload map, or on a hybrid map. In that case, that was King's Row, but you generally will not see that. So they've got to be trying to play for a quick win. Dive comp can be great for getting that momentum. Though, look at this. We are going to see ID leaving base, showing the Sombra. Definitely not a hero you see too often, but I guess when you have a big advantage like the Sombra can be a real time eater and just pain in the ass.
This is surprising to see from them here in this third game. I mean, this is it for both these teams. If we don't see LG.Evil complete the map, they will be eliminated, and it will be Team Liquid up against CLG for the third series here. But he's going to go ahead and help the hack the closest big health pack here. Going to go ahead and throw the translocator down and maybe look for a little bit of an early pick potential with some damage. Looking for Vol in the back, though. It's going to be Robbie's looking for here. Going to be spotted out, get to safety, but still Rafa taking a little bit of damage.
And the aggressive defense, we saw it in our last series. We're seeing it again on Route 66. Used to be everybody held on big girls, but that is not the case any longer. Extremely low Winston, getting the healing orb, is alive for the time being. Super under a lot of pressure, but able to pounce away. So we'll survive for now, and they kill off ID. This should allow them to start getting some momentum forward. Nobody dead yet, and even should LG.Evil go down, they're getting camped so hard that really this should be their fight to take. Then at least some momentum. But as I say that, they're all popping off on Team Liquid, still finding the pick. Shatter 2K left unchallenged in a super aggressive and really ideal high ground position, left unchecked and makes the most of it.
They really don't have a whole lot. I mean, they do have a decent amount to work with them, but they have to worry so much about AZK as well as Mezzer just getting into that backline. Now ID ready to go back in the fight with the EMP ready. We'll have to see. He's probably going to drop it right away as soon as they move up here. There's the EMP coming out from him. They're going to go ahead and pounce into the backline. AZK picks up Jake. Ball does return fire, gets Mezzer, but Shatter coming alive here. Picks up a kill for himself, gets to the backline to safety. Has Tac Visor if he needs it, but still, Team Liquid holding off very strong.
Yeah, that would have been a whole lot scarier if they had the high ground, but it's still working out. AZK finds the double pulse bomb takedown. They even blow the nano boost, but when you have this much of a time advantage, yeah, even if you blow a few too many ults, maybe you lose the next fight, but you're already ahead in the overall context of the map. So Team Liquid have to be extremely pleased, and indeed, looks like they're going to take a slightly more defensive position and let LG.Evil think they've backed off. Only to find out they haven't. They're coming back in. Round 2. Let's go. Avaz gets picked off nice and early by Shadow 2K. Jake is going to put it into him. He's currently purple, though. Can't be healed up. Down to 24 HP. Battered away by the Winston. Dealt with by Mezzer. What a sick play. The shutdown is real, and now they're going to look to Rose Super on the Winston. That's the primary. Won't even bother to use it. At some point, LG.Evil just got to start spamming ults to get some movement on this card.
These bio grenades connecting from Dehang are just unreal. Time after time, every single fight, he is connecting onto primary targets for Team Liquid and coming through clutch. Only 130 remaining here. Jake makes a change over from the Genji to the McCree. He's trying to deal with ID. He's trying to deal with AZK. ID comes through with an EMP, is able to hack most of them, finds a pick there onto Super with the help of Shatter. And again, they push him all the way back into their base.
And that's really where Sombra is so wonderful to have. When you're ahead like this, and your opponent's like, all right, let's just run in, drop a bunch of bolts, at least take a fight and start moving the cart. ID says, no, you can't do that. He EMPs them, gets the jump, and now they have to reset again. Only a minute to go to even get towards that second checkpoint. They've got so much work left to do. Finally, Bull. Oh, he wants to tag Visor. He gets denied. It's Dahane again with the sleep. Oh, that really is going to leave a mark. He's even got a nano boost ready, should he need it. Payload slowly pushing forward, but time is purely the friend right now of Liquid, and still they hold. Still they hold. They've got 3 ults for this next fight, in fact.
AZK as well, every single team fight. It's a pulse bomb after pulse bomb, finding a single or finding a double. Every single person on Team Liquid on Route 66 on defense right here is coming alive, doing their part for their team. Not often do you see this from a team. Every single person really coming alive. As AZK able to keep himself alive, Shatter finding the first kill, nano boost onto him, pops attack visor. Can he find anything into the defense matrix? Not a whole lot of damage being dealt. Is looking for Rob. Rob gonna be taken down. Diva gonna be D-mexed here. And again, for this next fight, 10 seconds left to go here. They're gonna be staggered back to the point. Super is way in the back. He's ready to go with Primal Rage to contest.
All right, well, it's gonna have to be perfect from here on out. LG.Evil between a rock, a hard place, and a hammer and an anvil on top of it. Really looking bleak for them. Super knocked up the map. He's going to be going down. The road ends here, says Team Liquid, as they put the boot to LG.Evil, holding them full stop on the first point with a Sombra on Route 66. I don't think anybody saw that rabbit coming out of the hat.
Unbelievable defense from Team Liquid, especially after being 3-0'd on Lijiang Tower in the previous map. They turn it around here on Route 66. They make the correct map choice, and they are going to be headed into the top 4 to take on CLG for our final series of the day.
You know, I accidentally just put in a 12 instead of a 2 for Liquid, but with what an emphatic showing they had here on Route 66, it somehow feels oddly fitting. Shatter 2K, we've seen that before. The Genji, but it's really a team effort from Liquid, and that's the important thing to note here is from top to bottom, just playing like an organized unit, something we did not see at all from previous incarnations of their roster. They now move on in the bracket, Joe, and they have a date coming up next with CLG, who also have looked extremely strong. This is probably, to me, even more interesting than like a Selfless versus Rogue, because these two teams coming into this event, expectations were pretty low. I think most people would have had LG.Evil above them, in fact. Even FaZe kind of in the mix there maybe, but clearly they seem like 3-4 in this tournament. Now they get to prove who's 3.
And both these teams have not played each other in this tournament yet. They weren't in the same group stage. They haven't faced each other in the bracket just yet. So this is going to be a first matchup for both these two teams heading into this. And on that note of not expecting these two teams, I mean, CLG, it's been a long time coming for these guys. You know, ever since December, losing tournaments, people were questioning the pickup of this team called the 1%. And now, you know, they started to win some smaller events and then getting into the Overwatch pit through the qualifier. And now in the money, in the top 4, they've got an opportunity to take on Team Liquid in our next match.
All right, so final match of the day coming up, and after it, we're down to just 3. As you mentioned, all teams remaining are in the money, so your final 4 here in North America will be CLG, Team Liquid, Selfless, and Rogue. Who's going to move into the top 3 and face the loser of that winter bracket finals? We'll find out after this. You're watching Overwatch Pit North America. I'm LD. He's Storm. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at GameWithStorm, at LDeep with 3 E's. And with that, guys, we go to a break here. When we come back, that final series of the day. Hello, everybody. Just an update. We are going to have a bit of an extended pause. It looks like Team Liquid wants a little time to kind of cool their jets, get their heads straight for this third and final series. CLG obviously already had the break to watch, relax, eat if they need to. So when we return, we do have CLG versus Liquid, but it might be a good opportunity for you guys to grab a drink, grab a snack. Come back soon, though. We've got some great Overwatch coming up after this.